Texas State eliminated. The Texas Longhorns will get another shot against Kent State. A night ago, the Flashes rolled out their ace, and he outdueled Taylor Youngman. Can Kent State do it one more time?
Absolutely. I'm on the Golden Flashes train right now because we've talked about two things are the formula. You need pitching depth. Kent State, the number 6 team ERA in the country coming into this regional. Texas is number 1, and you have to be hot. And to me, Kent State's hot right now.
I think ultimately it's going to come down to can they hit, though. You know, when you're going out there against a staff that likes to pitch the way Texas does, you've got to be able to hit. And I just don't know if Kent State's going to be able to have the bats. And I'm not talking about a Texas team that's scaring anybody with their bats, but I think ultimately they're going to have to get some more offense.
How big of an upset would this be if Kent State could pull off this and eliminate Texas and move on themselves?
Oh, for a MAC team to go in the Super Regionals, the Sweet 16 in college baseball, it's an enormous, to get there is an upset. To get there through Austin is an enormous upset.
And for the Texas Longhorns, they would need to beat Kent State twice later tonight and then come back on Monday if they want to move on to the Super Regionals once again.
Do or die for these clubs. The winner will take on Cal in Omaha. And you see South Carolina in the lower part of the bracket. Ray Tanner and the Gamecocks have already packed their bags, waiting for the winner of Texas A&M and Florida State. Hi, everybody, along with Mike Rooney, the former assistant coach at Arizona State who played his college ball at Notre Dame. I'm Mike Gleason, and great to have you with us. A lot of butterflies in the stadium today. We're not just talking about the players. Over 5,000 people here wondering if Virginia can pull this thing off. Now, UC Irvine had some missed opportunities in Game 1. They left 8 guys stranded. They came back trailing 3-0 in Game 2. Went through a 4-hour rain delay, and they came back and they looked like a different ball club.
To me, Mike, for the first game and a half of this series, the momentum was 100% Virginia. Then the rain delay really got us to neutral, and this home run from Drew Hillman right here, this was the first positive momentum for UCI. And from there, that got them into their offense. And then Jordan Leland right here with that double in the gap. And that's traditional UCI baseball. The little things lead to the big things. And next thing you know, we're playing Game 3 of a Super Regional.
6-4, the final score. Look at that, first 14 innings, no runs, 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. The next 3 innings, 3 for 4 with runners in scoring position.
That's the power of momentum right there. You know, nothing could go right for UCI. That rain delay was just what the doctor ordered. And again, the momentum could change that quickly in a series like this.
Drew Hillman said it was like a halftime of a basketball game. We made some adjustments and came back. So let's hit rewind. 12 months ago, Oklahoma's here in Charlottesville. They lose Game 1, come back, win Game 2. They win Game 3. They go to Omaha. Virginia packs their bags. What are they going through right now?
Well, if you're Virginia, pray for the problem. 3 years in a row, you're playing in Game 3 of a Super Regional for a chance to go to Omaha. You're one of the elite programs in college baseball right now. Today, you've got 9 innings to get yourself to Omaha.
So let's play a little pepper, all right? We took that pepper sign, we broke it over our knee. There is pepper here on the set of Texas Game Day, Big 12 style. Let's go from the top. Who's the best team in all the Big 12?
The best team is Texas A&M. Clearly, they've got the starting pitching. Their bullpen is the one weakness, but those guys have performed well. A veteran lineup. They were in Omaha last year with basically the same team.
Writers and the coaches would seem to agree with you. The Aggies are number 2 overall in the different polls we have out there from the media and from the coaches. Then you have Baylor. They're still the outright leader in the Big 12, 16 straight wins. Can they keep it up?
I think Baylor deserves credit. You remember last year, your California Golden Bears.
Golden Bears.
Golden Bears. You know, Baylor's 1 strike away from beating them in a regional and hosting to go to Omaha. So they've rebounded nicely from that. But there's 2 things when you see a streak like this. It's a great team that's just great or a good team that's peaked too early. I apologize to the Baylor fans. You're just a good team that's peaked early.
But at the same time, you've said they've made a major change in the bullpen with a specific player that's made a big difference for them.
Yeah, you know, Trent Blank, their Friday night guy, really adjusted his arm slot. He was more of a reliever. Now he's their Friday night guy, leads the country in wins with 8. And that adjustment, they have a legitimate Friday night guy, does Baylor, that can go out and beat you.
And as Baylor starts to win more and more, you look at the national polls and they start to get a little more credit.
Welcome once again to ESPN's coverage of college baseball presented by Capital One Super Regional Weekend Game 2. From High Corbett Field in Tucson, Arizona, it's the Pac-12 co-champ Arizona Wildcats, a win away from Omaha against the St. John's Red Storm, champions of the Big East. And welcome once again to the Old Pueblo, Tucson, Arizona. I'm Carter Blackburn with Randy Flores, USC's all-time winningest pitcher, and former Notre Dame infielder and longtime Arizona State assistant coach Mike Rooney. So here it is for St. John's after a heartbreaking loss yesterday in 10 innings where they did nearly enough to win Game 1 against Arizona. How do you try and come back from that?
To me, Carter, anytime you have that heartbreaking loss, you worry about that emotional hangover, those first 4 innings where you just can't get in the groove. Now, Connor Wade for Arizona, their pitcher is very vulnerable in those first 4 innings. Critical for the Johnnies that they need to capitalize early.